Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of my Immigrant Diary. My name is Precious.
And my name is Wale. We are glad that you can join us again on our immigrant journey. And today we are going to be having something very interesting, especially for you parents, whether it's a single parent, a couple. We are going to be talking today about your kids. So Precious and his family, they've gone through this and now they have a gem they want to share with you how you can just how you'll be able to avoid all the pitfalls or things that will make your process a little bit frustrating. And it's about basically getting your child into the American school system. Precious, tell us what was your experience?
All right, so it was quite an experience because I didn't have any information. And all the information I got were words of mouth, weren't always accurate. And I also made some, mistakes myself, and which resulted in a lot of delays for our son to resume, school here in America. So I just want to talk about four simple and quick steps that will enable you register your kids in school in America for the most part, maybe a week or 2 weeks, when you just arrive in the US. The first one is, as soon as you arrive in the US, visit the nearest public school to you, wherever you live. If you don't know how to, you can use your postal code to check. You can just Google it, like public school, elementary school, whichever of this grade your child would be. Just Google it, and you'll find the school. And as soon as you do that, walk in there and go to the admin office and let them know you would like to register your children in school. Now, they usually will give you a package which contains forms to fill. Don't worry too much about it; it's pretty straightforward. For the most part. Also, it depends on state to state. Some states might require other steps, but this is using Maryland as an example, and which is also common to DMV areas. So, but for us, that was what we did. But guess what? We didn't do that immediately we landed. We thought we needed to get my son's ID sorted. So we were waiting for that.
You did not fill the form.
No, we didn't do it. So the first step I just mentioned, we didn't take that step until after a month.
Oh wow! You never visited the school until after a month.
I didn't go to visit the school, so I'm sharing this from my experience, like from the mistake I made. I should have done that immediately I landed, right? I didn't do it because I assumed, or I can't remember where I got the news from, that I needed my son's ID card. I think something I read online. I needed his ID card to, support, the form. So I ended up waiting for the ID card to come. So we ended up losing about a month just waiting. We're not going to the school without getting the right information. So, which is why I said step one, immediately land in the US, irrespective of your status. If you're waiting for your documents, you're waiting for anything, just go to the school and get it. Even if you don't have a residence at the time, or you're living with a friend or family, go right to the school and get this done. Right, the school give you a package, which contains forms to fill. Now that's step one. Step two: fill the form. Just fill it. Fill what you have. Don't worry about what you don't have. Don't worry about supporting documents you don't have. Apparently, this is my opinion, the American system wants your child in school. The American system wants every child to be in school, and which is a beautiful thing. So the public system is willing to take every child in, right? So therefore, do not worry too much about what supporting documents you are lacking or what you don't have. Fill it up, put it together, and then and that's it. Step three: get your vaccination and medicals. Now, this might seem like a big part because it's part of the supporting documents that you need to submit with the form. But it is important you get something. Now, as an immigrant, you might not have any records, right? Because maybe you've not registered your insurance, you don't have any medical record in the US. But there's a way out, right? Some states do not require you to do any of that if you have your vaccination up to date from wherever you're coming from, whether from Africa or from any other part of the world. If you have an updated vaccination, they might not worry about the medicals. You just go ahead and submit it. But the minimum you should do, if you can, is get um, your medicals done, and that's very simple, very easy. And this is what we did, right? In view of how we wasted so much time just waiting, right? Also waiting. Now this is my story. Now, besides waiting for our son's ID to come through, we're also waiting for his insurance to come through. So we're just wasting time waiting for no reason, right? So as soon as you start filling the form, you need to get that medical record. It's very simple. You can go online and book an appointment with CVS Mini Clinic. They have what they call CVS Mini. CVS has a mini clinic, which is which you can go in. You can do all the medical basic routine checkup that is required for school, and they can fill out the form for you, and you can take that to the school. Now, if you don't have the updated vaccination, for the most part, like our experience, our son didn't have all of his vaccination. It didn't matter, right? It didn't matter. Because what was important was going to the mini clinic to get some medical examination, mostly clinical examination. We needed that, and that was it. And that was part of the document we submitted. So, learning from that, and that's partly why we're sharing this experience. With in with my immigrant diary, so that people don't waste unnecessary time.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Then for the most part will not hold you down if you don't have all of the required documents. In addition to that, the supporting document did not even require my son's ID card,
Oh, wow.
which added to the delay we had, right? Which, like I said, we just wasted time waiting. So that being said, the final step in the process, which is the fourth one, is school supplies. After you fill out the form, after you fill out the form, add the medical record to it and the vaccination, whatever you have. It's not after you submit that and your child is about to resume school, you'll be required to provide some supplies. Now, don't worry about supply. Don't think about it like, oh, some huge expense. No, these are basic supplies: crayons, coloring pad or books. Nothing serious. I think hand sanitizer or something like that. Nothing that breaks the bank. Really, nothing that breaks.
What about books?
No, you're not required to. The books are provided by the public schools.
That's yes.
Yes, just basic supplies are like that's basic things. You probably have some of them at home already anyway. And if your son or if your child comes to the US in a situation where they were going to school back in your country, I can guarantee you that you already have some of the supplies, right? So yeah, and that's the fourth one. Just a very quick um, video just to share the four simple steps that will help you get your child into the American school within the first 1 to 2 weeks of
Yeah, that's great.
learning.
I do have a question. Like, do you have like an estimate of how much you spend? For example, did you have to pay for the form that you got from the school? Did you have to pay for the CVS mini clinic, and even the supplies? Like, how much was your estimate? Like, approximate.
Okay, so for the school, public school is free. Everything is free. Even the form. You can actually visit the state website, education board website, and print out the form. But just for clarity, because sometimes it can be confusing. Like I said, I did my own research, and some of the research just kind of contributed to my delay because some of the informations were not accurate. So this is me saying my best advice would be go to the school, to the public school nearest to your residence or within the postal code, or the ones you've researched that you like to have your child go to within your post mailing district, and get the form, right. So it was easy that way for us, because now when I went back online to print additional forms, I knew what form to print. So yeah, that's free. You don't pay for that. But for the mini clinic, I don't remember exactly how much we spent, but I know it was way below $100. It was maybe, and I don't take this to the bank. I think it was maybe $60 to $50, something like that. It
Okay.
wasn't it was that. Then for the supplies were just a few things. I don't think we spent more than $20 to $30 actually.
That's great. So,
In total, we didn't spend up to $100, and I'm like, $100 is even too far, to mention. It was negligible what we spent, right?
yeah.
Even the new clinic, I don't have the receipt. I can't remember now, but yeah, like I said, it's not more than what I mentioned. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much for sharing with us, Precious. So, like, hopefully, for all our fans out there, and if for those of you that are watching today, I hope we hope we were able to give you a lot more very very valuable information. If we did, please like and subscribe, share our channel to your friends. That will really be very helpful for us. It's free to you, but for us, it will mean the world. So thank you so much for joining us, and thank you, Precious, for sharing your experience. We're gonna see you again next time.
All right. Have a good one.